Well, hey dads, welcome to another edition of DADCAMP Plus. Some of you may already be asking, what exactly is DADCAMP Plus? And it's just simply an extension of the DADCAMP experience. And so we want to develop it and enhance it in the days and months ahead. And so recently our staff asked the question, what exactly, when we think of DADCAMP, what are three critical elements that come to mind? And these are the three things that we came up with. No doubt DADCAMP is fun, it's life-changing, and it's challenging. And so that's what we want DADCAMP Plus to become, so that it's a tool that you guys will want to engage with. So we want it to be challenging, we want it to be filled with life-changing stories from dads just like you, and we want it to be fun. And so in the days and months ahead, start to look for content that will help enhance this DADCAMP Plus experience. Look for elements of fun videos that we're going to be starting to send you to bring some joy to your life. Look for some stories, again, from dads just like you, from all over the world that will inspire you and maybe even bring a tear to your eye here and then. And then we're going to continue with the monthly challenge videos on the first Saturday of the month. We're really excited about it. And as far as the monthly challenge videos go, we're gonna really shake things up, and I'm gonna start to co-host these videos with my friend Matt Crittenden. And Matt is a part of our DADCAMP board of directors. And if there's one thing that I'd love for you to know about Matt, it's just that he is one of the absolutely wisest people that I know, and he's becoming one of my very best friends. And so we're excited to begin to take this little journey together. But Matt, you and I, we're pretty different, aren't we?
Yeah, we got some pretty big differences.
Like I'm white.
I'm black.
I've had an involved dad in my life really since my early childhood.
Yeah, my dad experience would be more one of an absent dad when I was growing up.
I grew up in a two-parent, middle-class family.
Yeah, I grew up in a single-parent household, middle class, but single-parent. Mm-hmm.
I'm Canadian.
I'm American.
I think we both love sports, but I love baseball the best.
I love basketball the best.
I'm a marketplace to ministry person.
I'm a physician.
I've been on the adventure of following Jesus, I think, since the 80s.
Okay. Yeah, my adventure started in November of 2011.
I have 3 kids.
I have 3 kids.
All right, so we're the same there.
Yes.
However, I'm more close to that empty nester stage of life, while you have a son that's in elementary school.
That's true. I've got a ways to go.
I would describe myself as an out-of-shape weekend warrior.
I would describe myself as having the shape of the Black Panther.
Or chiseled, as we like to say. But despite your chiseledness, I could destroy you in a game of hockey.
You would, but I would destroy you in a game of basketball.
Truth. But we have, I think, something that we have a lot in common, and
yes.
That's we are both very passionate about fatherhood, about our faith, and about challenging each other to become the strongest fathers that we can be. And so that being said, we just believe that despite our differences, that we can share in some really good conversations that'll hopefully spur you on as fathers to become the best fathers that you can be as well. So here's our plan that we're really excited about. For the next several months, we're going to use this book as our conversation starter. It's called The Dad Difference. It's by Brian Loritz, who's a pastor, and the subtitle is The 4 Most Important Gifts You Can Give to Your Kids. I would highly recommend going and picking this book up. I got mine on Amazon. It's not a big book, as you can see. It's an easy read, but it is full of just fatherhood truth. And in fact, as I wrote my notes down, I've got 16 ideas already, 16 conversations that I want us to have together with the DADCAMP family in the days and years ahead. So we're excited to get this thing going. And because here's the deal, dads, that you do make a difference. And the difference that you make matters so much so that we believe that ultimately the destiny and the direction of your kids is dependent on you more than anything else. And so that's why there's DADCAMP. And that's why we want to make a better version of what we call DADCAMP Plus. So we can't wrap up this month's video without a challenge, because that's why we do this. And so Matt is going to share one quick idea with us, really that is the foundation of this book and really where it starts. And it's this whole idea of being a headwind versus a tailwind dad. So Matt, why don't you share a little bit?
Yes. So there's a section that starts the book that's talking about being a tailwind dad. A tailwind is a force or an influence that advances progress toward an intended destination, whereas a headwind would be a force or influence that inhibits the progress toward that destination. And dads, we got to tell you that by our actions every day, we'll prove whether we are tailwinds or whether we're being headwinds in the sails of our children's lives. And I just want to issue a challenge to all of us dads today, to ask ourselves, are my actions causing my children to advance or progress towards their God-given destiny? Or are my actions inhibiting that progress? Ask another challenging question. Is my life worthy of my children copying? Is my life a picture that they can look at and see where their God-intended destination lies? Now, the author brings up some things that we really need to be focusing in on to be tailwind dads. We need to be present in our children's lives. We need to have a vision for our children's lives. And we also need to be caring and active participants in their lives every day. Mm-hmm. And so Jason and I come from some different dad stories. His past dad story would be that one of a present tailwind dad. And mine would be more of a story of a absent headwind dad. But there's a great quote that Brian uses in the book where he says, your past may explain you, but it doesn't excuse you, right? So we have no excuse. My past is not relevant, and even my present circumstances aren't relevant to the decision that I can make right now today. I can make the decision, and all the dads watching this can make the decision right now. Put your stake in the ground. I am making a decision today to commit to being a tailwind dad. And Jason and I are proof of how that works. He has one past experience with a dad, and I have a completely different one. But here we sit together on the same trajectory. Yep. And we both know that we're not going to do it perfect. We're human beings. We're going to make mistakes. But we also sit in a place where we draw from the incredible wisdom and the amazing grace and the beautiful mercy of God. And that's the way that we're able to commit and persevere to being tailwind dads in our children's lives. And that's how we're going to advance their progress towards their God-given destiny. So this inspires Jason and I. This encourages us, this idea of being a tailwind dad. And we're praying that it will encourage and inspire you dads out there as well.
So good. And he begins that whole section by saying that dad is the most powerful three-letter word in the English language. Yes. And I'm not sure Matt and I could challenge you any more than by just sharing that statement. You know, for the same reason I've said for many years that dads, you have the most powerful voice in the life of your child.
That's right.
And Brian, the author, he goes on to say that many people may object with that statement of dad being the most powerful three-letter word, because they would say, no, like God is the most powerful three-letter word. And the author says, in response to that it cannot be lost on us that how we view God is often predicated on what our experience has been with our dad.
Yes. That
for better or worse, that for right or wrong, his presence or absence, dad's shadow looms large over our lives. And so guys, in light of that power, today we're issuing you that challenge. Are you being a tailwind or a headwind dad? We want you to think about that this month. We want you to talk about that with your spouse if you're married, with some close friends. Talk about this idea of being a headwind or a tailwind dad, and then get ready as we begin to hit you with more challenges in the months ahead. Because here's what I know. These monthly challenges, based on these ideas that we've got, they will transform you as a father if you're willing to let them do so. So maybe put this as a calendar reminder on your schedule, that look for these first Saturdays of the month for these videos to come out as we go through the dad difference together. Next month, we're going to be talking about the one word that defines your fatherhood strategy. And hopefully that perks your interest, like the one word that will define your fatherhood strategy. And we're going to be taking a look at that in a little bit more detail. So tell your friends about the changes in DADCAMP Plus. Tell them to check it out, engage with us. And just one more reminder to all of you Indiana dads that DADCAMP Fuel is coming soon, the last Saturday of February, the first Saturday of March. 2 locations this year in Carmel and in Kokomo. And what DADCAMP Fuel is, it's a 90-minute breakfast where we're going to just fill you up with some fatherhood fuel, with worship, with some vision, with some fun, and with 2 power-packed fatherhood challenges that we are excited to share with you. We promise you that we will deliver on what DADCAMP Fuel is all about, and that's to fill up your fatherhood tank. So register today before you forget, because I know if you're a dad just like me, you will forget 5 minutes after this video. So get registered. Last I checked, it's almost full. So get a friend and get yourself there. If you're an Indiana dad, we'll see you at DADCAMP Fuel. So guys, you have what it takes. It's like we like to say here over and over again, that you have what it takes to be the strongest father that God will allow you to be. And so go be the difference that your family needs you to be. Matt and I look forward to beginning this journey with you and to beginning to share these monthly challenges with you. We'll see you next month.